Falling in love is one of the worst things that you could do, use for your heart. And I say that because, you know, when we fall in love, generally what we're doing is we're taking our hearts and we're offering it to another person. We're presenting our heart to another person. We're giving our hearts to another person. And in the process of giving your heart to another person, if we haven't taken the time to prove that person, to make sure that they are a person that is worthy of our hearts, then what happens many times is that that person, because of maybe their own issues and because of maybe they don't love themselves or understand the importance of, you know, our hearts and the pain that's associated with our hearts and how it affects every single area of our lives, that maybe what they do, or many times what happens is they won't really see the importance of your heart. You know, so I come from the mindset, and I try to share with people as a coach that the most important thing that you can do for yourself is to guard your heart. There's a biblical verse that says, guard your heart, for out of it are all of the issues of life. So any issue that comes up in life is directly correlated or based upon us having our heart and being clear on our hearts and the intent of our hearts and our heart being pure. You know, and I started this video kind of with that point because I wanted to kind of put a hook in out there for those that are going to watch this video, because, you know, I'm not a person that I believe that we are supposed to love and supposed to fall in love. But the key to that is loving those that, first of all, love themselves, and then second of all, us loving ourselves, but also going through that process, not being in such a rush to jump into a relationship or jump into something where we're giving our heart to someone. Because there's consequences that are directly correlated, directly connected to us investing our hearts in things that are not invested into us. And some of the consequences are that, you know, your financial is going to affect you financially, it's going to affect you emotionally, it's going to affect you spiritually, it's going to affect you in a lot of different areas. And it's also going to affect you physically. Because when we go through the process of having a broken heart, and then because we offered our heart to someone else, and that person again doesn't return it in like kindness, then what happens is we end up putting ourselves in harm's way from achieving the things that we want in life. When you understand this, the research on our heart says that our heart, in the process of our heart, and the electromagnetic energy from our heart is about 5,000 times more powerful than any thought that we could ever have. So why that's so important is because every single thing that you're trying to develop, you're trying to create, you're trying to manifest, you're trying to allow to come into your existence, into your environment, is going to be predicated, it's going to be based upon your heart. And this is why the purity of your heart, and if your heart isn't in a damaged place, and if your heart isn't broken. So this is why I stress to every client and every person that I meet, if you've been through the process of a broken heart, you have to take the time. You have to take the time. And this is for you. This is for you. The one that's watching this video, you have to take the time. And you got to get your heart back. You got to regain your heart. By you regaining your heart, yes, you're going to be working, you're going to be lifting, you're going to be doing all these things that everybody says. But in process of doing that, you still need to take time, and you need to understand how you need to nurture and heal this heart again. And part of healing this heart is that you have to get to a place of understanding, or a place of, there's different meditations that you can do to start healing your heart. There's different prayers and things that you can do to start healing your heart. But the main thing is focusing in on your heart. No longer giving all of that love and that appreciation and that admiration to somebody else or something else, but taking that back and allowing it to be placed upon your heart. So that all the hard work that you're doing, you're going to get the manifestation, the evidence of it. Because your heart isn't so damaged, and you're not so hard, and you're not so angry. Because if we don't go through the stages of grief and actually allow our heart to just go through all those stages and understand that, yes, we will be in a stage of denial at one point. Yes, we will be in a stage of anger. Yes, we will want to bargain with God or bargain with the universe. But at some point, if we allow ourselves to sit into what this thing actually is and how it has actually affected us, then what we can do from that point on, as we go through the healing process. The healing process is it's a simple process. It's a process of you taking all of that attention that you were giving to others, and you starting to meditate. And when you meditate, you start drawing all of that attention onto your heart. And in the process of doing that, you're going to cry because your heart is broken. And part of the healing process, and this is men and women, part of the healing process is you need to release certain things off of your heart. Another source or another way that you're going to go through that healing journey is that you're going to actually write. Because you need to get anything that you're feeling off of your heart. Our hearts are very, very important. It's very, very important to the successes that you want in your life. And that's why I started this whole thing with falling in love is one of the worst things that you could do with your heart. Because falling in love, if you're falling in love with a person who is not trustworthy, could set you back. It has the potential to set you back. Because you're giving your heart to someone who does not see the value. But it's time for you and I and everybody watching this video to see the value within our own hearts and to take our value back. And as you take your value back, as you start doing heart-centered meditations, as you start presenting yourself in a place and do prayer, do meditation, do all of the different spiritual practices or the practices that you're going to do, you're going to start regaining your heart. Of course, it's not going to take place within a week or a month. It might take years. For everybody, the time frame will be different. But the thing that's most important is that did you take the time to put your heart in a place where you can actually regain the health and the strength of your heart? Because if not, all of the gym stuff that you're doing, that's fine. But after going to the gym and getting that dopamine hit and being happier, now you're going to go try to build a business and you're going to be met with resistance. And the resistance that you're going to be met with is directly connected to the energy of your heart. Because in order for you to create the things that you want in your life, you have to feel the energy. You have to feel the energy in your heart as well as think the thought in your mind. But when our hearts are damaged, we are not in a pure enough place where we can think the thoughts to the degree where we can create the thing that we want. Yes, we might create something, but we're not going to create to the full magnitude, the full mass of what we're capable of. So this is why, again, I started this video with falling in love is the worst thing that you could do with your heart. This is Arnold Alston, Coach AJ. Talk to you soon. Like I always say, I believe in you, but you got to believe in yourself. Thanks. Talk to you soon.